I'd been trying to put myself back together ever since my breakup with Lizzie. Life in the big city felt loud, but completely empty. People were everywhere. Things kept happening, but inside me, there was only that same ringing silence, somehow getting louder every day. Months passed and nothing got better. I still went to work, met up with friends, replied to messages, but all of it felt hollow, like I was just going through the motions. I couldn't feel the taste of life anymore. I just didn't care. My friends kept telling me to get away somewhere, clear my head, change the scenery. Eventually, I started thinking, maybe they were right. Maybe if I left, I could finally get Lizzie out of my mind. So, I chose Thailand. A warm island. Sun, ocean, paradise. A place where I thought I could disappear from my pain, even for a little while. And at first, it actually worked. I woke up to the sound of waves, ate tropical fruit, walked barefoot along the beach, watched blood-red sunsets melt into the ocean. People laughed around me. Music played at night. For the first time in a long time, I felt something close to peace, even happiness. The pain of losing Lizzie wasn't tearing me apart the same way anymore. Sure, she still visited my dreams, but I no longer woke up with that crushing weight in my chest. It felt like progress. Then one afternoon, on my way to the beach, I noticed a tattoo shop. I hadn't planned on getting one. I just slowed down. Something about the place felt wrong. It didn't look like the bright tourist tattoo studios you see everywhere. No neon signs, no music, just a dark interior, dim lighting and silhouettes moving behind dusty glass. Still, I went in. The moment I stepped inside, I felt it, cold. Way too cold for a tropical island. I actually shivered. The air smelled like ink, metal, and something old and sweet. Like a room that hadn't been opened in years. The overhead light flickered softly. Then he approached me. The tattoo artist was thin, elderly, wearing blue latex gloves and a surgical mask. Long strands of gray, uncut hair hung over his narrow neck, and he stared at me far longer than normal. A chill crawled down my spine. Then slowly, he peeled off one glove, almost like he was thinking something over. His fingers were unnaturally pale, almost gray, veins bulging beneath the skin. Then he quietly said,
"Some things stay with you longer than you think."
Assuming he was just weird. On the walls were tattoo designs, snakes, skulls, flowers, symbols, strange markings I didn't recognize. But one symbol immediately caught my attention. I have no idea why, but it felt painfully familiar. He noticed me staring.
Interesting choice.
I'm not choosing anything, just looking. The old Thai man tilted his head slightly.
Sometimes you don't choose.
That should have been my sign to leave. It really should have. Instead, I pointed at the symbol. A minute later, I was in the chair, even though I still didn't fully understand why. I chose to get the symbol tattooed just below the back of my neck. The machine started buzzing. At first, everything felt normal. Regular tattoo pain. Manageable. Then something changed. It suddenly became hard to breathe. A loud ringing filled my ears. And through that ringing, I heard a woman laughing. Soft, right beside my ear. I whipped my head around. No one. Only the artist, still working without even looking up. Did you hear that? No answer. He just kept tattooing. When it was over, my hands were shaking. I paid and nearly left when he suddenly called after me. I turned slowly.
If the dreams start, don't answer her.
What? But he had already turned away, pulling his gloves off. Outside, the tropical heat hit me, but I still felt freezing cold. That night, I kept touching the tattoo. The skin burned. Then I fell asleep and dreamed of Lizzie. But this wasn't the Lizzie I remembered. She stood in black water, completely motionless, her back facing me, wet hair stuck to her skin, and between her shoulder blades was the exact same symbol. I wanted to call out to her, but she spoke first, barely above a whisper.
You finally found me.
I woke up gasping. My neck was on fire. The tattoo was bleeding. But worse than that, it felt like something beneath my skin was scratching from the inside. I stood between two mirrors and lifted my hair to inspect it. At first, I thought I was hallucinating. I rubbed my eyes. But it was real. Words had appeared beneath the tattoo, burned into my skin in dark ink.
I'm here.
I tried to explain it away. Stress, infection, sleep deprivation, anything. I cleaned the tattoo, bought ointment from a pharmacy, but the next morning, the words were gone completely, like they had never existed. That almost convinced me it had been a nightmare. Until that evening, when I noticed fresh marks on the inside of my wrist. Thin red scratches, carefully carved.
Don't leave me.
Everything inside me went cold. I knew I hadn't done it. The next night, I woke up with the unmistakable feeling that someone was sitting on the edge of my bed. The mattress dipped beside me. I froze, couldn't breathe. Moonlight stretched across the floor. And then a soft female giggle near the door. Playful, familiar enough to freeze my blood. Lizzie. No, something pretending to be Lizzie. I flipped on the light. No one. I started going to beach parties constantly, trying to escape my thoughts, but things only got worse. Every morning, something new appeared on my body. Symbols across my chest, ancient circular markings on my stomach, scratches on my neck. Once, I found a long phrase carved along my ribs, so perfectly precise it looked surgical. I didn't understand the language, but somehow some part of me did, and it terrified me. Then came the worst part. Sometimes I woke up somewhere else. Once on the bathroom floor, soaking wet with the mirror shattered. Another time, I found dozens of photos taken on my phone overnight. Dark corners of the room, the ceiling, the door, close-ups of my own sleeping face. But in the final photo, I was asleep, which meant someone else was holding the phone. I couldn't ignore it anymore. I went back to the tattoo shop, desperate for answers, ready to force that artist to explain what he had done to me. But when I reached the street, my blood turned to ice. The shop was gone. No tattoo parlor. Nothing. Just abandoned buildings and cracked walls. I asked a man from the neighboring store about it. He stared at me like I was insane, then quietly said,
There's never been a tattoo shop here.
I went back to my apartment, locked the door, shoved a chair under the handle, and fought sleep. But deep in the night, I heard it. That same familiar buzzing. The tattoo machine coming from the bathroom. I approached slowly. The door was slightly open. No one inside, but the mirror was completely fogged. And right in front of me, letters began appearing as if an invisible finger was writing from the inside.
You belong to me now. Completely.
I stumbled backward. Then agony exploded in my neck. Something beneath my skin twisted. I grabbed the tattoo and looked up. The symbol was moving. No. I was moving, but not by choice. My reflection wasn't copying me anymore. It was moving on its own, like something else was inside my body. Then my reflection paused, looked directly at me, and slowly smiled. Not my smile. Right beside my ear came that soft female laugh again. And in that moment, I understood the truth. Whatever came with that tattoo was inside me, and it was never leaving. The next morning, I woke up with a new tattoo on my chest. A date. Tomorrow's date. And beneath it, one word. Ready.